Question: is it possible to take a book that I like, such as Mitzi's First Time Picking Sweetgrass, and magically turn it into an accessible book? Like a really accessible e-book that anyone can read? Answer: yes. Here's how.
Monster House Publishing, we're a children's publishing company based in Fredericton, New Brunswick. We prioritize publishing Atlantic Canadian stories.
There are two people running the shop at Monster House Publishing, Paul and Danelle.
I'm the publisher, and I also write the Herman the Monster series. I just had always wanted to publish a children's book. Danelle?
I've been with Monster House for almost a year and a half now. I have 5 books that I've worked on with Monster House on the layout design. I do social media stuff. I work on the data side of things. Whatever project that needs to be worked on too.
With a catalog of 19 titles in print, Monster House is committed to making all of its books accessible by digitally updating its current titles.
As a publisher, I was hesitant about getting into ebooks with kids' books. It wasn't until last year that I started thinking of it from a different perspective, and that was from an accessibility perspective. And then all of a sudden, this project was on the move.
It's not something I've ever done before, so it'll be like trying to figure out how to do it.
We just have to figure it out as we go along. And a lot of times, Danelle's like, all right, so what am I supposed to do? I was like, I have no idea. Let's start asking.
Hey.
Good.
Laura Brady is an accessibility consultant and is helping Danelle and Paul get started on their journey. Zoom meetings have become an essential tool in the process.
Wonderful. Okay, well, I'll let you guys get to it. It's nice to see you.
Okay. Nice to see you too. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Tell me where you're at, Danelle. I'm very interested in hearing. What's really lovely about working with Monster House is that they're game. They're really interested in doing this as well as possible, and they know they have things to learn, and they're not afraid of that process, which is frankly brilliant.
Accessible Publishing Consideration 1. Make it born accessible.
I'm constantly advocating for publishers to include accessibility in sort of all parts of the publishing process. If you're thinking about accessibility all the way through the publishing process, then you're farther ahead, and it's already part of how you're thinking about publishing.
Born accessible. Building accessible books and workflows right from the beginning instead of updating books post-production.
What do we need out of the body of information we don't understand to get these books accessibly born, you know?
We're doing audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing color contrast.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to do definitions for the images.
The first of 2 accessible ebook projects for Monster House is Moonbeam, by award-winning Mi'kmaq author Gail Francis. It is the story of a young Indigenous girl and how and why she was given the name Moonbeam.
We're building your book as an ebook, and your ebook is going to be accessibility born. This is really, really great. So kind of the reason we wanted to have the meeting to talk about this today is kind of, you know, we're focusing on your book and we're focusing on Emily Johnson's book, Mitzi's First Time Picking Sweetgrass. And the really great thing about this is that ebooks, that's just extra sales generated, you know, which is good. You know, we want to get this book out to more people, and it's also getting it out to a whole kind of demographic of people that wouldn't have an opportunity to read your book before.
Accessible Publishing Consideration 2. Fixed layout versus reflowable text.
So a children's picture book is generally a sentence or 2 of text laid on top of an image. So it gets published in a way that's fixed. So it's not reflowable. It's quite a different flavor, different digital product from a reflowable ebook.
Reflowable. The reader can control how the page appears to suit their needs.
And so as such, it can never be 100% accessible because people with low vision need to increase the font size in order to see it. And in a fixed layout situation, you can't. that's automatically turned off. That doesn't mean there isn't things that you can do. And so that's what I have been counseling Monster House about. Maybe we should start by opening up your files and having a look at them. There we go.
There. Yeah. Okay.
So we're making a fixed layout ebook with read aloud synchronization so that the words highlight as it's being read. And we have this nice piece of audio that was recorded by the author, right?
Yes.
And that's what we want to use to make a really interesting and well-rounded, accessible reading experience.
Another Monster Accessible ebook project is called Mitzi's First Time Picking Sweetgrass by Mi'kmaq author Emily Johnson from Quebec. Mitzi the cat is invited by her mom to go sweetgrass picking for the first time. It is based on the author's own cat, Mitzi.
So yeah, Emily, thanks very much for meeting with us today. Is that the cat right there? Did I just see a kitty?
Yeah.
Look, Mitzi, it's you. That's great. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, Mitzi. We're really glad to have you here. Basically, today I just wanted to run a few things by you. When we launch your ebook, it's going to be launched as an accessibility-born ebook. We are going to have an audio track incorporated in it.
Accessible Publishing Consideration 3. Audio recordings are helpful.
And that is part of what Monster House is doing. They're having their authors record a reading of their books.
A friend of Moonbeam came running in shouting.
Read aloud, an embedded audio recording of a book being read out loud.
They're experimenting with ways to record.
This is Sweetgrass, claims Mom.
And then they're embedding that audio in the ebook as a media overlay so that it's highlighted at the word level as it's being read.
Mitzi races into the field and jumps, flips around, and rolls in the vanilla-smelling grass, playing happily.
Accessible Publishing Consideration 4. Image descriptions, or alt text.
Even though I know that the alt text is being read as part of the audio, it's still a good idea to apply alt text to the images.
Image descriptions. Descriptions of the images that are available to readers who can't see them.
When someone uses the ebook and reads the ebook, there's going to be options to have the audiobook play along with the text. So like you'll be able to read along with it, or you'll be able to have the audio file built into the actual ebook. And that's where the image descriptions come in. Basically, you would record the audio of the image description. So when someone touches the image, it would have you describing what is there for people that can't quite put together visual images, et cetera, et cetera.
So she did say she had them done. And
Okay.
in any case, I'll get her to send those today.
Tag us when you make the event, tag us, and we'll start sharing it around.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thanks.
So the way you would do it is to just click on one of the images, like click on the sleeping cat image, and then go to Object Export Options, and then go to Alt Text. And then if you had the alt text in a separate Word file, you would just copy it and paste it here.
I think I needed this. So
Okay.
I will send that to you and we'll reconvene early next week.
Sounds great. Perfect. What's great about Monster House is they were kind of born with the idea that we need to do this as accessibly as possible. They already had buy-in. So we skipped one of the hardest steps with Monster House, and that is getting buy-in from everyone in the organization.
If we get moving on this right now, it'll not only benefit the industry and benefits the readers that currently have these barriers, but it'll benefit us as a publishing company, which will then mean we can bring in more artists and authors and keep on promoting the arts the way we want to.
Accessibility is a culture, and accessibility is a process. Up to 20% of the population is readers with print disabilities, and yet still only about 5% of the content published in any given year is perfectly accessible. When you get an email from a reader who says, gosh, that was a good book, and it presented there were no brick walls that I hit. That was amazing. It is satisfying to be able to be as inclusive as possible when you're publishing books.
4 considerations for publishing accessible ebooks. Build workflows right from the beginning. Make it born accessible. Choose a suitable format, fixed layout, or reflowable. Embed audio of the book being read aloud. Make a talking book. Add image descriptions or alt text for users to see and hear.
And that's how to make books really, really accessible. For more information, go to bookcenter.ca where you can find these 2 accessible books. And you can explore the new Accessible Books Bank too.